if y'all ain't learned that yet. The mayor, not the trustees that don't do nothing, that only run their mouth. Y'all don't do no work. Y'all forget I am the leader.
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around. With your broke ass.
I could not be here breathing and be comfortable if I was really as bad as they was making it. You know, nobody could be around me. So for me to be this calm, I must have some kind of inner peace. And my inner peace is knowing that once everybody take the time to really see what type of person I am, you'd be surprised that I stuck around this long. I have to make the life that I do live as happy as I can and try to do the best with what I have. You know, live the best life I can live, be as happy as I can be. Nothing is perfect for anybody. I don't know.
Boys, I swear, I think I figured it out. You know why they don't want us redneck brothers and sisters and the hood brothers and sisters getting along? You know why? Because we'd be unstoppable. I'm telling you right now, we would shut shit down.
Blessings. We will shut shit down. I'm sorry, I said because my headline I had to. Now, let's move on. Okay, we have a little bit more time. You have a little bit more time to be here with Grace Levi. Y'all know what we're gonna do. We're gonna cut this up into pieces. We're especially gonna highlight the Harvey one. I know Dawson was like, that was a lot of time on Harvey, but they need some shine too. And guess what? 1, 2. Chris is coming for you. 3, 4, you better lock your door. We gotta keep our eye on that, okay? Now, I just want to get into this. Public officials may need to obtain a security bond. Now, this was something that was brought up from Trina a while ago, and then people looked into it and they said that Tiffany wasn't bonded. I can't verify that today, but I will verify if she's bonded or not bonded. But we're just going to talk about it a little bit, and then I'm going to show y'all a video. If you want to hear it, here we go. We're going to do a little learning today, okay, for people who don't understand the importance of it and the lack thereof of what happened in Dalton and Thornton, because this is something they should have did on Election Day. Fuck they to anybody. You can't wait till they go rogue and then try to do it because it's too late then. But I'm gonna tell you some of the steps of what they had to do, whether the elected or appointed to their position. So I'm reading off a platform called suretyGroup.com. It's a platform with a bunch of lawyers. So we just gonna read some of that to you, okay? Oh, and I'll share the reference down there. Whether elected or appointed to their position, public officials can often be responsible for handling taxpayers' money and are in positions of power where they can easily take advantage of their situations for personal benefits. This presents a certain level of risk to the public. Because of this, many government entities require some public officials to obtain a security bond. A security bond helps to protect the public for damages if the public official is not faithful to the duties of their office. This is especially important when a public official is responsible for handling public funds. The surety bond ensures the recovery of financial loss due to not compliance by the political office if that was to occur. So shout out to Trina, because that was the first time I ever heard of that. And then they went to go run and look, and I don't think she bonded. So different positions such as the county clerk, commissioner of deeds, constables, deputies, federal and state city officials, judges can be bonded, mayors, law enforcement officers, notary republic, sheriffs, tax collectors, and treasury. A claim can be made on a bond when there is an act of malevolence. I'm saying it wrong. Basically, you're doing something malevolent. I can't even get it out. You're doing something bad, and you know you're doing it, which is an illegal act by the public official. Okay, so the West Virginia Supreme Court of Appeals describes malevolence as doing of an act which an officer has no legal right to do at all, and that when an officer through ignorance, inattention, malice does that, which they have no legal right to do at all, or act without an authority whatsoever, or exceed, ignores, or abuse their power, they are guilty. okay, of this malevolence. I always said this wrong, and this has to do with us as nurses, and so to do no harm. Okay, I mean we're not supposed to. Okay, banana. Oh my God, I can't even get the word out. Let's move forward. How much will the public official bond cost? Okay, let me put this on the screen. Yeah, I can see my big old head. Thank you to everybody that like to see my face on the screen. I saw for you, y'all be flirting in my inbox. I'm here. I'm corny. Y'all gonna have to catch me outside, dog. But thank you so much. I do see y'all. Y'all like, she's just ignoring me. Is this all right? Email? Yes, but I don't reply to getting asked on a date from a stranger. But I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. So how much will the public official bond cost? So this is just an example. Like I said, this is a third party level resource. This is from a lawyer's office. Okay. So the premium you may pay depending on the various factors, including the bond amount and your credit score. Tiffany would have been paying a lot if they would have got her ass bonded. They would have knew something was wrong with her. Y'all run Tiffany credit score. Okay, our rate start as $100 for bonds amount of $10,000. That's not enough. And under with good credit, bonds amount over $10,000 start at 1% of the bond amount with good credit. To get a premium amount for your bond, contact the surety group. So they deal with bonds, and this is put together from bond representative and lawyers, okay? So I wanted to put that on the screen. This is for information, educational purposes only. I don't know them, but I wanted to start to share that so you guys can make sure that when the next team come in, that they make sure everybody is in bonded and they do a background check and credit check. You know what I'm saying? Because if I got to get a background check and a credit check as a travel nurse, yep. You know, sometimes they pull my damn credit. I'll be like, well, no, I need the money to pay the bills, but my credit's okay. But that's what they do to us. They should do that. Municipal. Okay, so this is what is a bond and who needs one. We kind of went into bond coverage versus municipality liability protection coverage. Let's just get into that. Got some of the things y'all need to talk to them about, like which one we gonna do. Especially if you're not planning to clean out full house, you better go, because some of them. I was listening to house interview, and it is amazing what he said. He said we're going to evaluate everything about everyone who's there, because he knows some of them was pressured to do certain things, so it may perceive like they was a Henry supporter, but we know some of them are playing out Henry supporter. But regardless, whoever made it through Henry tenure, you better run a triple and double background check and make sure you get them suckers bonded. Okay, so a municipality or public entity positions to consider bonding. Okay, there is essentially three types of municipal officials or employees serving the municipality or public entity. First, the elected official who ultimately answerable in the political process for their performance is a representative of those who have elected him or her, and its own duties to faithfully perform the function assigned to them for the public good. The second, public agents. So we kind of went into who, into what. Let's go into this one. I was supposed to be reading this. So bond coverage versus your municipal liability protection plan. Bond service is different proposed that coverage provides under your MLPP. So you could have your municipal liability protection plan, but then you could get a person bonded. Okay, coverage under your MLPP protection. So we got MLPP protection. Everybody covered. No, if you got somebody like a Henry, they need a special bonding on them as a person, because we're going to get into the different types of bonding just a little bit, because I had to get into to figure this out my daggone self. So the municipality or the public entity from negligence. So the MLPP protects, this whole plan protects the municipality or public entity from negligence act of the elected or appointed official, a public employee that could result in a third party claim or lawsuit. Bonds protect the municipality or public entity from financial loss as a result of an improper or illegal act. So a bond is basically a surety. So you like, okay, you're going to be paying for your own lawsuit. It's the same thing. It's like insurance. So, but with this, it is like you're going to, depending on your liability, you're going to have to pay between 1% or whatever. And that's based on your credit. And I would assume criminal history. So Tiffany probably had to pay like 50% of the bond. I'm just keeping it real. And that bond amount that is recommended is usually based on your liability. Y'all got way more than $33 million in lawsuit just from that one. I wonder what type of bond she could actually be covered with. So types of public employee bonds. So this is an individual bond. See, that's what I told you. So you can have the protection plan, municipality protection plan, but she need her own bond. You got it. So this is something that should be due upon person entering office. So this is for the residents to know how important this is, and for everybody in different municipalities, because these elected officials went rogue. So when they're getting sued, it is your tax dollars. Make them pay for half if they like this, okay? So individual bonds cover a single official for a specified amount. Name scheduled bond covers specific individuals for the stated amount in the schedule attachment of the bond. So it says name. So I would assume individual is Tiffany Henyard. Name, mayor, position, like the name scheduled bond. I'm going to look into that. What is that? It says position scheduled bond. Now I know that has to do with mayor. Individual is the person. Public employee blanket bond. This bond covers all employees except for treasurers. That's something that, y'all can just have, but we talking about a Henyard type. Honesty blanket bond coverage. Okay. Insurance against loss sustained by the insured through a dishonest act committed by any of the employees. Wow. Faithful performance blanket bond coverage ensures against loss of sustained by insured through any dishonest act committed by any employee or failure to faithfully perform their duties or account properly for all the monies to an amount not exceeded stated the limited liability. So this is a person like a treasury, Henyard, things like that. Also officers. So when we get into this guy, I'm gonna have to put him on the screen, Perez, we're gonna talk about officers being bonded, because I think that's another thing that Dalton residents should pay attention to. It's sad that these officers don't make a lot of money, but because of their liability, especially that made me think, should we look up if Officer Perez is bonded in Indiana? Later on, we're gonna do that. We definitely going to do that. But I do believe that these officers need to be bonded as well, and they can be bonded. So these are some of the topics that you can actually talk to your up-and-coming elected officials about. Giving y'all some more questions to ask. Let's watch this little short video. This is Public Officials Bond, State Board of Accounts. I'm always finding something. Yeah, I like to study. So I'll be finding college stuff, all types of shit. I'm telling you, that's how I study in law. I was up there looking at Rutgers Law, all types of stuff. I'm like, yeah, they got this stuff online, dog. I'm about to learn. I'm like, this state seminar is my seminar too. All right, so this is, we're just going to look at Clerk of Treasury. This is, hold on. This is other applications. This talked about the bond amount. I'm going to show y'all some of that. But the statutory requirements, this is talking about judges. I want to talk about, it says alternatives. Hold on. Here we go. Alternative to individual bonds. So let's see what this section has to give us.
Indiana Code 5-4-1-18.
So this is Indiana, okay?
Requires that these bonds be individual surety bonds unless council decides to authorize a different type of bond. Specifically, council may authorize a blanket bond, name or position schedule bond, or a crime insurance policy. These must be authorized by ordinance. Regardless of which type is chosen, all must be endorsed to include the faithful performance of duty,
I could get
and
you.
each must include aggregate coverage.
Would you like to join? You could join the link instead of we doing this. That'd be much better. Okay. Let me get you a link and I'll put it in. Miss Foxy Roxy. Let me see. Let me see what I got for you. I would love for you to join us and educate us. Because you know I love to learn. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me see if I find a link. Oh. Okay. I'm a little slow. So it's only for Foxy to enter. Would you be able to copy and paste? You can join us. I could take this one off the screen and we could have you up there telling us, okay? Because you say you know a lot about bonds because you say you were federally bond. I would love for you to join us. She's bonded into February 27, 2025. Yes, Miss Roxy, when you come in and educate us while you're doing that, let me see if I could go to some more information. I'll take that video down and you'll be our video. I didn't like the way that sound. Securing the public trust, public officials, bond versus government employee crime coverage. Now, this is American Bar Association, a little short article brought to you by them. All right. Put it on the screen. 1 second. All right, let's get it there. Please hit the like button. If you can't make it through this whole live, it is perfectly okay. Y'all know I'm going to split it up and cut it up because I know some of the stuff I share is pretty heavy. So it'll be better to see it in sections. So this is brought to you American Bar Association, securing the public trust, public officials bond versus government employee crime coverage. So it's in the summary. In this public official bond, in a public official bond, a public officer and the second obligator undertake a pay of a fixed amount. So that's the government and the person of money if the officers are not faithfully discharge the duties of their office. We talked about that. Government employee crime coverage policies and policies of insurance that follow the traditional two-party format and have detailed terms and conditions. All right. Let's get you on the screen. We're gonna put Miss Roxy on the screen, and then we're gonna get into this because I don't want to keep her in the background. Thank you, Miss Roxy Foxy, for joining us today. I appreciate you. Let me take this off the screen.
Hello. With me being bonded with the federal government, it's a lot to it, but it does have to. You got to understand that it's double the amount that she deal with daily. If she got 5 million coming through, it's going to be 15 million coming through or 10 million coming through that she has to be secured with. That means she has to pay 10 to 30% of that monthly to cover her. Her bond
Wait, let's slow down. Is it monthly that amount, or they choose one amount and then you can pay monthly? Because that's too much for a regular official to handle. Anyway.
Right. What it is, okay, because she was a mayor and because she was a supervisor, most of the time it's covered in her insurance with the township or Dalton. But because of her being such a high liability, they done to cut her out now because of all the lawsuits she has. She's too high of a liability, so they're losing money instead of saving money.
Mm-hmm.
So now
that policy you talking about,
Dalton don't have her on their insurance anymore because it was costing them more money to cover her.
Okay, so wait, that's just to clarify for the audience, it's something to the nature you're talking about, which is municipal liability protection plan. That was what covered everybody, but she's so much of a liability that you said that she had to have her own. So if it's one that you said that she has that is expired February 27, 2025, you telling me she paid a certain amount? You know, when was this issue? Was it the day that she became mayor or supervisor?
The day that she became mayor and the day that she became supervisor, she had to be bonded before she could even sit in that seat. They covered her with the bond with the insurance. That means she didn't have to pay out of her pocket. The Dalton and the township paid for it.
Okay, it just depends on what bonding company they use for, because this says that the person and the municipality can pay a portion, and they base it on a person credit too. So I'm not sure how this one went, but let me ask you a question: where you get this information from? Isn't it public information? Because I was looking on a
Yeah.
comptroller website.
Just go into Illinois. Go
Mhm.
into Illinois. Just type in a supervisor or a mayor covered with whatever town or whatever supervisor. Do they have to be bonded? And they give you all the information to tell you that you have to be bonded before you can even sit in that seat.
No, I want to verify, is Tiffany bonded? I want to see that. So I'm gonna have to make a freedom of information request from both
Well, all
towns.
you have to do is go into, I got it off of Dalton Politics. I can't remember it was YouTube or their Facebook page where they say her bond end on February the 25th.
Okay.
Right now, because she's not insured by Dalton or Township, right now, her bond does not count. It's there, but it's not active because she has no insurance to cover anything.
And what? Oh, are you talking about the municipality insurance? Did it expire, or because it's
Yeah,
saying that these bonds could fall under the municipality insurance policy that they get for
that's what
everyone?
it falls under. And because
Okay.
Dalton did not renew hers, and Township do not have that insurance now. Remember, they don't have any insurance. She's not covered. So right now, her bond is not active. Even though it still exists on paper, it's not active. You have to have, just like a car insurance. You can have the car to say you got insurance, but if it's not paid or active, you don't have any insurance.
Exactly. Okay. So
So
I'm
that's the
gonna.
same with her bond. She don't have any insurance with Dalton. They would no longer cover her. So then she's trying to get it through the township so she can stay bonded so she can hold both positions. And now that she may not have the township, she want to hold on to the mayor. And if she's not bonded and she don't have insurance to cover her bond, she can't take that seat either.
Yeah, she's a big liability. So that sounds about right. Tiffany have a lot of things that's working against her right now because of who she is and what she did.
Right?
So
And
thank you.
because she kept saying, I get sued all the time. Those lawsuits is hurt her bond for them
Mhm.
to insure her to be bonded.
Yep. And she arrogantly said that. So, okay. Is there anything else you want to educate the audience
Well,
on?
no, I
Thank
just wanted to break it down so you can, you understand it. Because of me being bonded, I had to stay insured. I had to pay 10% of my bond, but my credit was good because I worked with the federal government. So because of me working with the federal government and dealing with money and security issues, I had to be bonded. So I had
oh,
two different levels of bond.
okay. All right. Well,
So
I
that's
did.
why I know about bonding, and I looked it up to see what was the jurisdiction information in regards to the bonding for you all's area.
What with me in Atlanta?
No, I mean not you. I'm sorry about not you. I'm talking
I'm
about the
just,
Illinois,
I'm
the
just
Dalton.
messing with you.
So
I'm
I'm so
messing with
sorry,
you.
baby.
I'm messing with you. All right. So basically, what we're going to do is follow up with this information because my goal is put the proof to the pudding. So I'm going to be looking to see if we can see if she's actually actively bonded. This information should be public. If not, freedom of information request, dog. So I think that's it because you filled this in on a lot, kind of confirm what I was sharing with the audience. And thank you for sharing your experience as well. So if you have anything else to share, you let us know. Or you can always come back.
I will. If you need me, I'm only an email away. All you have to do is go in there, and my name is Cheryl Ingram 61@gmail.com. You can email me anytime if you have any questions. I don't mind answering. After being in the federal government for 35 years, know quite a bit of law.
Okay, definitely. Thank you, Miss Ingram. And I'm so grateful for you. You not playing. Because I had told you, I was like, don't be telling everybody your name. And you like, I don't care. Email me. So I will because I do be having questions, things that make it easy
Honey,
for me
I
to
don't care. They can have
understand.
my name. I'm still a property of the federal government. They can have my name. Go ahead.
Listen, you're property of God. All right, beautiful. We're going to get to
Yeah,
our last
and so are
section.
you. Look, and
Thank
so are you. You keep
you.
that beautiful smile and you keep you keep your head up and you hold your crown up right. You hear me?
Thank you. The struggle is real. I appreciate you. I need that. Thank you.
You
I,
welcome, baby. You hold it. Look, you're a queen. And remember, you're a black queen. You're a beautiful black queen. And you are beautifully made by God. And you hold that crown on your head and you hold your head up high and you walk like you know
oh,
who you are.
thank you. I love you. Don't make me blush today. Thank you. I appreciate you because you
And that's
talking
for
to
any look, that's any for any of our queens on here. You hold your head up high, you straighten up your crown, and you walk like you belong.
no matter what. Exactly. Thank you for putting that in my back because sometimes I'll be like, but I need to hear it sometimes. So I know it is you and other people that inbox me that tell me that y'all truly appreciate what I'm doing. I thank you because I do put a lot of hard work in, and sometimes I just overdo it and I get whatever. And I just say it's for the people of Dalton because I know that this information is very important for you guys and y'all can have this forever. It's
Right.
not
And
just not
they
just
need right
men.
now, they need everybody's support. And what
Yep.
we can do to help them, we need to do. And look, don't you know that the devil gonna come after people that is doing right? He'll never bother people that's doing wrong. Remember
Tell them.
that.
Tell them I agree. I ain't perfect, but I know I'm trying to live righteously. But thank you. I want to get to my last section of this because I want to
Okay,
highlight
go ahead. I'm
Dalton.
gonna get off here. I just wanted to help you out with that because the information you had was correct, but I wanted to break it down for the people that may. I'm not saying nobody, but sometimes people when you start doing a lot of legalities, they
I
kind of
know.
get lost. So I was just trying to break it down to the simplest form is basically just compare it to your insurance, your car insurance. If
Exactly.
you can have the card to say you have insurance and pass it to the police officer, but if not active or you haven't paid on it, it means nothing. You just got a card. And that's the same with her bond. Right now,
Exactly.
that's the reason why she's coming at the trustees at township, because if they insure her, make sure she's insured, then she can keep her bond. If she don't have that bond active by the 25th, election in April, she can't
Hmm.
sit in either one of those seats, and basically she can run all she want to, but she won't be able to sit in those seats.
Okay. And you know what? Something told me to go over this topic, so this is something we have to follow up on to see because this is another thing that'll knock her out of the box, basically. Right?
Basically, that's why I was trying to tell everybody that the different channels I was going on. You
Mm.
have to. It's not so much of her running. She can talk all she want to. She can run all she want to. She can get all the votes she want to. But if she's not bonding and she haven't paid for it herself, she can't sit in either seat.
Basically, she's not in proper standing, so that makes sense.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Miss Foxy Roxy. I love you. I appreciate you. And
I love you more. And don't forget,
join.
hold that crown, put it in position.
I am. I'm staying focused. I won't be crying on no more lives, okay?
No, you better not, because then I have to come to where you are, and I got a belt just for your behind. You better
Don't sound
stop that.
like come on, don't sound like my grandma. That's what my grandma don't cry. Shut up. So I just have to cry sometimes as a black
I
woman.
know you do. I do too. I do too, baby. But just
You
look.
sound like my grandma. She used to beat us when we cry, even when you want a reason to cry. I'm like, oh damn. But I love you. You know we gotta be strong. All right, you have a great evening.
And you too. And I love you, baby. Love everyone else that's on the line.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, guys, we're about to get to our hold on 1 second. I was about to do something crazy. We're about to get to our last section, okay? This last section, and thank you, Miss Roxy Foxy. Thank you for being open and honest. Definitely support me. I'm grateful because you know how I feel. I really feel like I don't get a lot of love at all. And it's really hard for me sometimes just to push through. If it wasn't for my favorite resident, and me loving Alexis, I would have probably gave up because I felt the way I felt. But with that goes to say thank you so much, and I will hold this. Look at this thing on my head. Hi. So if y'all ever think that I'm explaining something and there's too much legal stuff going on, get on here. Even Norm, let me know. You could come right up here, explain it to the people. We can have a short conversation. You are always welcome. Okay. So if you have any questions, hit me up. I'm here and available. Until then, gotta go.
Leader, they want to hear from the mayor. If y'all ain't learned that yet, the mayor, not the trustees that don't do nothing, that only run their mouth. Y'all don't do no work. No.
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around. With your broke ass.
Every election. So now, because they can't beat me, they got to do this smear campaign to convince public opinion that I'm bad for them.
So you said 2 elections. You were first elected in 2021?
No, 2013 was my first election for trustee. I was a trustee. I sat where they are.
Right.
That's why I know the law.
Council.
Yes.
Elected mayor 2021.
Yes.
Terms 4 years?
Yes.
Okay. Plans of running for re-election?
I'm running for both my seats. And I'm going to win them.
So, and when is the election for Thornton Township?
2025.
So those elections at the same time?
They are.
Bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
I'm Cara Wilson. I'm the mother of Alexis Wilson, killed by Dalton, Illinois police. At the time that my daughter was killed, Tiffany stood in front of a microphone much like this and said that she stood with the cops, and they did do the right thing by killing my 19-year-old child. Not only did she not take those words back, she didn't offer her condolences. She's never said anything. The first thing she did was hire this group of security guards to surround her and PR. So the real reason Tiffany has security is hiding from accountability about what she said about Alexis Wilson when she was killed. Now, if you watch the coverage of this murder, these officers violated her rights, reached in her car, jumped in her car, and put 7 bullets in my child, 2 in her head and 5 down her side. And the next day, you guys tried to spin it like she did something. Watch the video. She did nothing to deserve this. And again, last time they brought up Alexis, she's doing what she does now. Look this way, look that way, every way, but at the person talking. You don't give a damn, and you never did, and you never acted like it. She called out a whole press conference to call my daughter a criminal, and Homewood Flossmoor graduate with no criminal record. But Tiffany, you have one, because we used your mugshot to protest in front of your house, and that's why you hid.